All right, we are talking about rational exponents today. We are on chapter 5, lesson 4. So with rational exponents, we have this exponent that's a fraction. And ideally, we need to get rid of that fraction. What's one way that you've learned in the past in Algebra 1 to get rid of a fraction? If I have a fraction, I need to like cancel that one. What's something that you've learned in the past? No one? What if I had like 5/6 x equals 10? What's the method that you've learned to get rid of the fraction? Mia.
Multiply by the reciprocal.
Good. So I'm going to first multiply the exponent by the reciprocal. Multiply the exponent by the reciprocal. Okay. So that means that I've got times 3/2 on both sides. Whatever you do to one side, you do to the other. Let's really zoom this in. Okay. So I'm going to do canceling on the left. X equals 81 to the 3/2. Okay, where does the 2 go and where does the 3 go? We did a sample problem like this yesterday. Where does the 2 go? Where does the 3 go? Eugene.
The 2 would become the square root.
Okay.
And 3 would just stay.
Now, if it's 81, and this is all then to, I'm going to say it's to the third power. So the square root of 81 is 9, right? Now, because it's to the third power, I can do plus or minus. Like I can do -9 times -9 times -9. I can do +9 times +9 times +9. So it's going to be a plus or minus 9. X equals plus or minus 729. Okay. So X equals, sorry. So the answer is positive or negative 729. Okay. Now, the next one, get rid of the 4/5. Get rid of the 4/5. Reciprocal, 5/4 on one side, 5/4 on the other. Raise each side to the power of 5/4. So x plus 1 equals 16 to the 5/4. Okay, real careful. This 4 comes here, right? The 4th root of 16 to the 5th. What times what times what times what makes 16? What times what times what times what makes 16? Manuel.
2.
Yeah. Now, because I've got an odd power, I'm going to do that plus or minus again. So I'm going to have, in 2 to the 5th, by the way, I'm going to have x plus 1 equals positive 32. X plus 1 equals negative 32. And then I just solve. X equals 31. And yes, that is an answer when you plug it back in. And X equals negative 33. And yes, they both work. Okay. Questions so far? On this next one, it's an even power, and we're not going to have any plus or minus. First job, divide by 3. Divide by 3. Okay. Get rid of that coefficient in front, that 3. I'm still trying to isolate, like the exponent or the term that has the exponent. So again, the reciprocal exponent times 4/3 to the 4/3 power, raised to the 4/3 power. So the 3 is the root. Remember how the denominator is the root? X plus 3 stays the cubed root of 27 to the 4th. But I'm not going to do plus or minus because, what times what times what makes 27? It's just 3. 3 raised to the power of 4. Now I'm 3 times 3 is 9, times 3 is 27, times 3 is 81. X plus 3 equals 81. And I just solve. X equals 78. Okay. Someone help me with number 12. Let me write this in the top. Odd power plus or minus. That's something that's important because that's what we've been doing for the past couple. Okay. I'm doing number 12. All right, someone help me. 2/3. What do I do? Nathan.
You multiply by the reciprocal.
Yep. 3/2 to the power of 3/2. Yep. So X minus 5 is alone on the left side. 100 to the 3/2. So it's square root of 100 to the 3rd. The square root of 100 to the 3rd. This is an odd power, plus or minus 10 to the 3rd. So plus version, X minus 5 equals positive. Oh, and 10 times 10 times 10, right, is what? 10 times 10 times 10. Hi. 10 times 10 is 100. Times 10 is,
1,000.
thank you. Thank you, sir. X equals 1005. X equals, oh, I never did the negative 1000 on the right. Hold on. Negative 995. And it turns out, yes, they both work. I'm not doing 14. Our last problem is number 13. And you need to get rid of everything first. Like there's a lot in the way. Well, there's just the 14's in the way. The 14's in the way. So I'm going to get rid of that 14 right off the bat. Right off the bat. What do I do? Yes, Jerry.
Add 14 to the right.
Thank you. All right, I've got a trinomial here. X squared minus 3x minus 6 all to the 3/2 power equals 8 to the 3/2 power. Next step, since this is easy now, you guys can completely do this problem for me. So I need lots of volunteers. Caitlin.
You multiply by the reciprocal.
Yep. So it's 2/3. Oh, wait, this is just plain old 8. Why am I putting, sorry. Now I just have x squared minus 3x minus 6, and then I have the third root of 8 squared. I skipped a step, okay? It's an even power, which means I'm not going to do plus or minus. So someone tell me now. What's the, thank you, Peter.
Wait, so
Simplify this right
8
here. That's what I
to
want.
the oh, 2 squared.
Yeah. X squared minus 3x minus 6 equals 2 squared. X squared minus 3x minus 6 equals 4. Okay, now this is easy. Algebra 1. I'm supposed to be solving for x, right? So what do I do?
You would move forward to the other side.
Thank you. X squared minus 3x minus 10 equals 0. And what are my two answers? Sonia, you've helped a lot. Peter, you've already helped me. New people. Manuel, oh, Emmanuel, you already helped today. Someone else. Ariana, I haven't heard from you in a while.
In the first parentheses, it'd be x minus 5. And in the second parentheses, it'd be x plus 2.
Awesome. My two solutions are what and what? Mila,
5 and -2.
great job. Okay, really good. All right, let me stop the recording.